Hi and welcome back. The top 24. What a pleasant surprise that last night we got to see a glimpse of who was going to be in the top 24. And they started it out with Big Mike, otherwise known as Michael Lynch. Now, we all knew he had made it into the top 24, so it wasn't a big surprise when he walked down that long aisle to the stage at the Kodak Theater that they were going to give him a yes. However, I'm still going to say it, and I've said it before, this is depressing. This guy has a lot of talent. He is sweet as can be, and he missed the birth of his baby girl, I think it was a girl, to be at Hollywood, and then not to get in front of America is just a shame. So I hope that something good comes out of this for him because he deserves it. Then they had Dee Dee Bonami. Now, Dee Dee Bonami, as you know, is my son's very favorite of all of the contestants. He says that she's a cross between Brooke White from season 7 and Megan Joy from last season. And I'm going to have to agree. She looks a lot like Brooke White and she sounds a bit like Megan Joy. However, this girl, I think, has a lot more talent than Megan Joy. Don't tell Austin I said so. I'm just saying. So here's what happens. She's walking down that aisle to go down for her final judgment, and my son is walking in the back door from swim team practice. He drops his stuff and runs straight to the television and is standing there with bated breath to see what happens with his favorite. He is so nervous. I think he was more nervous than Dee Dee. I'm not going to lie to you. He really was. Then they showed a clip of her performance, which was pretty good, obviously good enough because she made it, and my son is jumping around the house like a crazy fool because he is so excited that Dee Dee is in the top 24. Now, when I watched it back to make my notes, I'm not going to lie to you, I started getting teary-eyed. I must really like Dee Dee a lot more than I thought I did because I was really excited that she is one of the top 12 girls. Then they bring in Kate Epperly. Now, I really liked Kate when we first met her, and I was really concerned, as you probably were too, thinking they've already said yes to 2, so Katen's probably going to get the boot. But she gets down there, they show her clip, which is also very good, and she gets a yes. So I was really happy for Caitlin, so good job, Caitlin. Then next comes Shelby Dressel. Now, there's no way they're going to do 4 yeses in a row. Now, I've been wrong before, but I'm really thinking Shelby's going to be a no, and that's exactly what happened, which was depressing because Shelby has a lot of heart, courage. I'm so proud of her, and I hope that she continues to follow her dream and become a singer. Next came Casey James. Now, I kind of knew I had some competition, but I didn't realize how much of a crush Kara had on Casey James. So I've got some competition in Kara, and I thought it was really hysterical when Ellen turned to Kara and said, "He's got his hair down for you." I thought that was so funny. But he gets down to the stage, and they give him a yes, and of course Kara delivers the news to him. And then I loved the part where Randy goes, "Foot pop." Okay, seriously. Can you believe she did that? I'm going to be excited to see the interaction between her and Casey James in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll be around that long. Then we saw Aaron Kelly. I love this kid. I can't believe he forgot his lyrics, and you know how Simon is a stickler on that, so I'm a little bit concerned about him as he's walking down that aisle, but he gets down there and they give him good news, which I'm so happy about because, again, this kid's got the whole package. He's got the looks, he's got the voice, and he has got the story as well, and I called him a standout for good reason. He has moved through. One of my first victories, if I do say so myself. Then we had Lee DeWise. Now, we haven't gotten to see a lot of Lee. We didn't see a lot in his audition city. We didn't see a lot in Hollywood. But what I have seen, I've liked. He's got that raspy voice that you know I love, and I think he has a lot of potential. So I'm excited he's made it through so that we actually get to see him really perform, and he can show me what he's really made of. Then here comes Todrick Hall. Again, I'm worried about Todrick because although he's one of my favorites, his final performance was not that great. So I was concerned about how they were going to, what they were going to do with him. And luckily they went ahead and put him through. Now, you know what was going on. They were doing those clips of him going, "That's it?" And he was all nervous, and I was all nervous because I thought, you know what, that is it. He blew it, and he is not going through, and my prediction of top 12 is ended. But you know what? They just said yes, and that was it, and he is moving forward, so my fingers are still crossed that we make to the top 12. Then we finally get to see Jessica Fernie. Now, we didn't have a lot to go on with Jessica. They didn't show her a lot this season. We saw a lot of Jessica in season 8. In fact, Jessica was one of my favorites in season 8. And so basically I was basing my opinion on her this season from season number 8, which I shouldn't have been, because then they started showing clips of her, and you know what? She was not very good. I was not impressed with any of the clips that they showed. I absolutely think the judges made the right decision in not putting her through to the top 24. And then she is pleading and begging for them to let her go through, and that was almost embarrassing. I really did want that to stop. It was painful to watch for her. It finally stopped, and we had 7 of our top 24 discovered last night. Now, as you know, there's going to be 12 girls and 12 guys, which because of the top 7 that we've seen, we have 10 positions left for girls and 7 positions left for guys. So I went back and I looked to see who I thought needed to be where. And of the contestants that are left, there were 7 girls that I think have a shot. 5 absolutely, I think, have a shot. In fact, if they don't put these 5 into the top 24, I will be shocked. And that is Ashley Rodriguez, Katie Stevens, who I absolutely think is probably one of the best singers in the competition, Angela Martin, Janelle Wheeler, who deserves another shot, and Crystal Bowersox. Those were my top 5. Now, the other 2 that I think have a really good shot are Tori Kelly, who's the 16-year-old that looks 26. The little girl brought the pictures in for the judges, and then Haley Vaughn. I really like Haley Vaughn too, so hopefully they'll make it through as well. Now the boys, of the 7 positions, I've got 4 I want to talk about. The one that has to make it through is Andrew Garcia. Again, I think he's kind of like a Katie Stevens in that he is really good and he's going to be in there for a long time. And then the other 3 I want to talk about are Jermaine Sellers, Thaddeus Johnson, and then John Park. Now, you know Jermaine, we just talked about him, and we just talked about Thaddeus Johnson, but we didn't talk about John Park. We haven't seen him in Hollywood. Now, he's the guy that Shania Twain had a little bit of a crush on. She got all giddy with him, which was really cute. But I thought he was really talented, and I've been disappointed that we haven't been able to see him in Hollywood. And unless he completely blew it in Hollywood, he'll be moving on into the top 24, but we'll have to see. They said there's going to be some shockers tonight. I hope that it is not Katie Stevens or Andrew Garcia. That's all I've got to say. But I went to bed happy last night because of my 3 favorites. 2 of them are already in the top 24, and that's Todrick and Casey, so I was happy about that. I hope that you will join me tomorrow as we review the rest of the top 24. Make it a great day. Hugs to you all. Bye-bye.